Welcome to my latest BioSynergy vlog. It's Thursday morning. I've done about an hour on the turbo and it's about 6:15, 20 past 6 in the morning. So I thought, having told you a little bit about the training I do, I thought I'd tell you a little bit about why I do what I do and why we try and raise as much money through the challenges as we do. So you met in my first vlog Seb, our son, 7.5 years old, looks healthy, looks great. Probably not the full story. When Seb was born, he was born with a congenital heart defect. We didn't find out this until 16 hours after he was born, and we were told that if he didn't have life-saving major open heart surgery, he probably wouldn't reach his second birthday. He was supposed to have surgery around about a year old, but he took quite ill before that and underwent major surgery at about 16 weeks old. And it was rough seeing him, my little baby, being taken off into theatre, kissing him on the head, not being sure whether it was the last time I'd ever see him alive. And the next week, 2 weeks, were really tough. All the wires, all the tubes, all the machines, keeping him alive. But it was when he picked up from that, when he started getting better, and we realised that he was going to make it. We looked around all this machines, looked around this amazing heart unit at the Freeman Hospital up here in Newcastle, and just thought, we've got to do something to thank these people. Now, my background is as a runner. I used to be okay. Used to be a track runner, and then started doing a bit of half marathon road running stuff, and wasn't bad, but jacked all that in competitively when Nadine was pregnant with Seb. I thought, what better way to try and raise some money for Chuff, the Children's Heart Unit Fund, than using this little thing that I do to try and raise some money. So that's what we've done. Started about 6-7 years ago, and back in 2010, myself and 4 amazing friends, Andy, Ben, Steve and Russ, ran across the country, 145 miles in 5 days, and we raised a fair bit of money, about £18,000. We organised a charity ball that year, and the first year fundraising hit 50 grand. Well, in the next 6 years we've done 6 ultra endurance coast to coasts, cycling, swimming, running crazy distances. I've run 100 miles in 24 hours. We've organised charity balls, there's been cake sales, everything, you name it. For my sins, I even skied down a mountain in a mankini once and raised a couple of grand, and we've now raised £425,000 for Chuff. So what's that done? Well, it's bought kit, it's bought equipment that's there on the heart unit now, helping the doctors and nurses to respond as quickly to the children's needs as possible. But that wasn't enough, so we decided we needed a target, and what we ended up doing was rebuilding the playroom that's attached to the heart unit. Some of these kids spend weeks, months, sometimes over a year on the heart unit with their brothers and sisters coming to visit them. They're bored, they're unhappy, they just want to be kids. So what we built with £250,000 was the most amazing playroom, outdoor play area attached to the heart unit, yards from their bed, that mean that children can just be children. The plaque there acknowledges Seb's inspirational story and every single individual who's helped us to raise every single pound that's built that amazing playroom. You'd think that would be the proudest achievement. You'd think the fact that we're closing in on £500,000 would be my proudest achievement. But they're not. They're just the outputs of what we do. The bit we do that makes me most proud is the people, is the spirit, the human spirit, the generosity, the camaraderie. We live in a world where all we hear about is negativity. All we hear about is how evil mankind can be, and it's just wrong. And whilst I can't change the world, what we can do and what we have done is show that when you come together, like-minded people with a goal, you can achieve amazing things for good. And what we have on our challenges and throughout everything we do is this family, this supportive group of people, friends, many of whom have never met each other prior to being involved in this, who have no link to the heart unit but want to do something good. So when it's tough and they're cycling up the biggest hills in this country, or they're running 63 miles in 2 days, overcoming massive obstacles, they help each other, they stick together. We don't race, we run at the pace of the slowest runner. We support each other up the hills, we get each other across the line. We start together, we finish together. And what we achieve isn't just a huge amount of money raised for an amazing charity helping children like Seb. But what we do is remind each other, remind everybody else out there who's watching, that when you come together and do something good, you can achieve amazing things. So the thing I always say is I don't believe in inspirational people. I just believe in normal people achieving inspirational things and making their corner of the world that little bit lighter. And if we've been able to do that in the last 6 years or so, then I'm immensely proud of that. And I hope that helps you to understand a little bit about why I put myself through the punishment, why we put the hours in organising what we do, the late nights, the weekends, and you'll understand a little bit more the context of our story and why we do what we do.